When people think about the origins of economic thought, they usually think of Adam Smith, Karl Marx, or if they pay a little attention, Aristotle. But there's a fact that few know. In the Middle Ages, in a place almost never mentioned in Western history books, there was a thinker who understood the financial crises we experience today with surprising accuracy. Nearly 1,000 years ago, there was no capitalism, no central banks, no stock exchanges. But a Muslim scholar was saying that when money loses its moral compass, societies rot from within. Looking at the world today, one can't help but wonder, could he have understood us much better than we think? Here is a name standing at the intersection of money, power, and history, Imam Al-Ghazali. Let's hop into a time machine to understand him. The year is around 1100. While Europe is poor and fragmented, the Islamic world is thriving. From Andalusia to Baghdad, from Damascus to Cairo, cities are overflowing with trade. Caravans carry silk, spices, and silver. Markets are bustling. Wealth is rapidly increasing. But inequality is growing at the same rate. This is precisely the environment in which Ghazali emerges. A philosopher, jurist, theologian, but most importantly, someone who questions what is happening. While everyone says we are progressing, he asks, what happens if a society becomes rich without becoming wiser? According to Ghazali, money was not an end in itself, but merely a means. It existed not to be accumulated, but to facilitate people's work. He likened money to a mirror. The value of a mirror lies not in itself, but in what it reflects. Money is the same. It is not the gold or silver itself that matters, but its contribution to people's production and cooperation. Therefore, he stated something very clearly. Accumulated money is dead money. Wealth locked away in chests benefits no one. It does not feed the worker. It does not grow trade. It does not advance society. On the contrary, it stops the circulation of the economy. According to Ghazali, when the rich withdraw money from circulation, scarcity occurs. Not because resources are gone, but because they're not being shared. Another harsh criticism he leveled was against speculation. He was very clear against merchants who manipulated prices, tried to profit from crises, and created artificial shortages. According to him, this is not intelligence, but moral decay. Profiting from the suffering of others erodes the foundation of society. And this decay is contagious. But let there be no misunderstanding. Ghazali was not against trade. He was not against profit. On the contrary, he believed that markets were necessary. What he opposed was deception, lying, incorrect weighing, concealing defects, manipulating information. Because a market stands on trust. If there is no trust, the economy collapses. He also placed great importance on work. He said that money earned through labor develops a person, but money earned through manipulation corrupts character. His logic was simple. Societies are strengthened by contribution and weakened by exploitation. As for the state, Ghazali openly criticized rulers who collected hidden taxes by devaluing the currency. According to him, devaluing the currency was outright theft. It hit the poor the hardest. The state's job was to protect the market, not to manipulate it for short-term gain. He even had a striking prediction. If a state constantly manipulates its currency, people will eventually stop trusting it and turn to other currencies. Looking at examples like Germany, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, and Argentina 1,000 years later, these words sound frighteningly familiar. Ghazali's real strength lay in his profound understanding of human nature. People hoard out of fear, speculate out of greed, and resort to cheating when they think they won't get caught. And if exploitation becomes normalized in a society, collapse has already begun. That's why he said, you can't fix the economy without fixing the incentives. Laws, markets, and institutions are important, but ultimately, it's people who make the decisions. If the system rewards cunning rather than honesty, the result is inevitable. Looking at the world we live in today, Ghazali's words seem almost like a diagnostic report. Rising inequality, speculation, distrust, inflation, financial bubbles. It's all familiar. Technology has changed, speed has increased, scale has grown. But people are the same. Ghazali's message was simple yet powerful. Where there is no justice, there is no prosperity. Economies collapse not because the numbers don't add up, but because people don't trust each other. Money is not a mechanical tool. It is a moral ecosystem. When that ecosystem breaks down, the system collapses. If these words, spoken 1,000 years ago, are still relevant today, perhaps the problem is not with money itself, but with what we do with it.